My name is Jan Riedman. I began my employment here in 2005. I didn't start working with the Feast program right away. I was hired as Director for Spiritual Growth. And I was convinced by Pastor Lowell, and glad that it worked that way, to just continue to kind of stick my toes in the water and learn a little bit more about Feast. And I was only about 3 months, and I was fully on board for that. So I think the thing that I remember is we gathered in this room every Sunday to sing and pray and just talk together, was that we all agreed that we were here in this place for a reason, at this time, in this place, and together for a reason, whether we knew what that was at the time or not. We just believed that the Lord had brought us together. And the thing I enjoyed probably the most, and got to getting to learn each one of our partners that joined us, getting to learn about their life, getting to hear their stories, getting to understand their challenges. Certainly challenged me at some times just to kind of comprehend all of that. But we truly made friends. Each time they were here, the relationships grew. There were wonderful sponsors. We all worked together, and we were truly kind of a big family. So. Well, I love to cook, and so that was not much of a challenge for me, other than finding time and all of that and deciding on a menu. But we had a lot of churches that brought food in every Sunday. Most Sundays, there were quite a few that there weren't people, and I would bring some of the women or the men from the center, and we would prepare that meal, and we always planned for 80 to 100 people, so it was a full day of cooking, but we had a good time doing that. So, and good time being creative between all of us, trying to figure out what to make, and lots of different hands, and it made the work light. So I had my sister Darlene here, and she was kind of my right-hand person in the kitchen. She was always there every Sunday to set up and just get everything prepared in the dining room. And she got to know the partners, and they got to know her well. Still to this day, I have some of them come up and say, "I really miss your sister." She died 2 years ago, and they remember her as well. Yeah, I think, change was always happening, it seems like, and a lot of times, I don't know how many wardens were there during the time I was, but a lot of them. There were a lot of wardens, and every time the wardens would change, things would change a little bit. So, but I always made it a point to go visit with them and get to know them a little bit, and had a good working relationship with the center. And, there were things beyond our control and beyond their control sometimes, as to, just different changes happened when somebody new came on, which meant different things for us. But we just worked through them, we really did, and I'm sure that we continue to work through different situations today. So at that point we had a much larger group. That's just the way the program had begun, and just kind of grew in that direction. I don't think there was that much change in the number of Feast partners that came. So with the new program now, or with a little bit different focus, that's the way it's meant to be, and I can see, and so glad to still be kind of a part of that on the outside. But Liz and I worked together from the very beginning, and I'm just so grateful and watch it grow, and it still excites me to see what's happening between our Saviors and the folks from the center. I think that's one of the things I appreciated the most in that transition, was Alyssa and I would talk, and one of the things that she said to me, "What were some of your dreams that didn't happen, during your time? Did you have dreams and thoughts and things that you would like to see in the future?" And it was really interesting, because what I wanted to see in the future, and what was difficult to do with the amount of people we had, was more of a participation from the partners in the general, happenings of the church. A lot of times we would do a picnic for them, or, we would for the church congregation or something, but there wasn't enough interaction, or wasn't the interaction that I wanted to see all the time. So that's what we talked about, and that's what I see happening. So, it's very good. I think they're more a part of the congregation. Part of that is because they feel very comfortable. There's not 50 people here. There's fewer. It's easier to attend to each one of them, and so I think that was a good transition.